Let's take a look at the summarize function that is part of dplyr as well. And just like the mutate function, it's a very, very useful function. What it lets you do is basically compress or summarize a column in your data set into a single number. So that number could be something like the average value, or it could be the total, the sum of the column. And that's where the summarize function comes in. So if I scroll down a little bit in my documentation for summarize, we can see some of the functions that can be used with summarize. So we'll be taking a look at a few of these examples, but you could basically take the mean of a column. You could find the interquartile range of the column, the min and the max, and so on. And of course, it could be one column or it could be multiple columns based upon how you specify it. So what I'm going to do is switch to R and start giving some examples, and it should become familiar pretty soon. So we're going to take our data, and let's just select a couple of columns just to keep things simple. Let's take the price column, and we can also take the number of reviews. So what we're going to do is, for the price, we could find the average price, and then for the number of reviews, we could perhaps find the total number of reviews for the entire column. So we're going to use the sum function there. And basically all I have to do now is to pipe it into a summarize function. And it could be the summarized with an S, or it could be the summarized with a Z. I usually use the one with a Z. And basically now we need to come up with some column names. So an appropriate name for the average price would be something like mean price or average price. And then we're going to basically set this equal to the mean of the price column. And then as far as the number of reviews goes, we can just say total reviews. And this is going to be the sum of the number of reviews. And basically, if I just run this, we're going to have two columns and just one value each. So this operation is performed on the entire column. And so we now know what the average price is, and we know what the total number of reviews are. We could add some additional metrics in there. So perhaps for the price, we might want to know what the median price is. Let's see how different the median is from the average price. So the median price, which is the price at the 50th percentile, is going to be median and price. And I'm just going to put a comma here. And once I run this, we're going to get the median price. So interesting, it seems like our data is pretty skewed. It's most probably because there are quite a few apartments which have, or listings which have very high prices, so that skews our average. And the median number is what the price of the listings in the middle is. We could do something like the interquartile range, which is the delta between the 75th and the 25th percentile. So we could say something like IQR price, and we're just going to use this function called IQR. And within that, we can put the price and get that metric as well. A couple of other ones that I want to show are things like the count. And we've already seen this in some of our previous videos, but let's say that you just want to count the number of rows. We can just use count is equal to n. And what this is going to do is just give you a count which you're going to be familiar with. So it's that 48,895 rows. Generally speaking, you're going to be using the count function when looking at groups of data. So we're going to be using the group by function in future videos with the summarize. And then this count is going to make a little bit more sense. But here, I just wanted to provide a simple example of how to use the summarize function. And we'll be using this function as much as the mutate, if not more, in the coming lectures. All right, hopefully you found this useful. I'll see you next time.